Hey, I'm Emily Fraser from Matching Hall. I hope you all like and follow Sharkstream.
Hi, I'm Lucas Casaber. Join us on the Shark.
Hello, I'm Jonas Soto, and join us on Sharkstream.
Hello everyone, I'm Francisco Sanchez Ruiz. Join us to the Sharkstream. Let's go!
Hello, I am David Alcaide. Join us in Sharkstream.
Hey guys, I'm Fedor Horst. Join us on the Shark Stream.
I'm Christina Tkach. Join us on the Shark Stream.
Hey guys, it's Jason Schultz. Join us on the Shark Stream tonight.
Hi, I'm John Moore. Join me on the Sharkstream.
Hi, I'm Savannah Easton. Join us on the Sharkstream.
Hi, my name is Georgia Georgiev, and you can join us at the Sharkstream.
been sitting here talking for the last 10 minutes, and I forgot that when I'm in the booth and I record the Boom and Freezer show, that I turn off the booth's audio monitor, so it didn't even know that I wasn't broadcasting sound. So let me go ahead and try and answer that question again. What's up, Joey? Good to see you in the chat section. Your dad said that you might be tuning in today. Cliff, the guy that's rated number 9 doesn't play in any Fargo rated events. We don't have a Fargo rated like BCA style league here. He's just a local league player for the most part. Doesn't play in Fargo tournaments, so he doesn't have a rating. So that's why I couldn't find a record for him, and I just put in NR, not rated. Joe Antoniani, on the other hand, is both a league player and a tournament player. And that's why he has a Fargo at 528. He's also played a few Salotto matches. I've played him a few times. Other people have played him a few times. And that's how he got the 528. I would actually estimate that Joe's Fargo rating might be a touch low. It just sort of depends. There's two different Joes that sometimes show up. There's the wild and crazy Joe when he has nothing at stake. And then there's the more conservative Joe when there's got something at stake. So this is basically a list match challenge. I got to start all over again. Man, I feel like such a dummy. So it's a challenge list match, race to 9. Same list rules as always apply. And yeah, right. Same list rules as always apply. We're playing on table 7 tonight. Table 8 was not available. So, and this is for Mike's spot. So number 9, if Joe wins, Joe takes over the number 9 spot. If Mike wins, then I think there's a little bit of a cash incentive to keep Mike interested in gambling his spot. So Cliff, anyone can challenge anyone on the list. In fact, Lucas is the number 1, and he said repeatedly to any of the listers, "Hey, you want to take a shot at the number 1? I'll play you for $100." And that's how you can do it. So basically, it's Joe challenged Mike to his spot. Joe's putting up cash. Mike's putting up his spot. That's how it works. Frank is wondering where we are. We're at Wallingford, Connecticut. We're at Yale Billiards Brunswick Arena with the Gold Crown 7 tables you see right there. You're not familiar with Connecticut? We're approximately halfway between New York City and Boston, Massachusetts. About 2 hours to Boston, an hour and a half to New York City from here. Joe's going to go up 2-1. I can't believe I had the damn mute button on there the whole time. Just sitting here jabbering away to myself in the booth. The other thing I was talking about was that we recorded. The reason that the mute button was on is because we also used the booth to record the Boom and Freezer show. And earlier today, I was summoned so that they could record episode 2 of the Boom and Freezer show. And tomorrow we're doing episode 3 of the Boom and Freezer show. Our first guest is going to be of season 4 is going to be coming out next Monday at 6 o'clock. Or is it a week from Monday? Darn. May the 4th, whatever day that is. Yeah, it's the coming Monday. Star Wars Day, as a matter of fact. And that'll feature our first guest. And, we finished up season 3 with Efren Reyes. And we're going to start 4 with a bang, too. You're going to love this guy. I'm just telling you, he has never had a problem. He's never at a loss for words. We'll put it that way. But an absolute legend in the sport. And you guys are not going to want to miss that episode. Watch the Boom and Freezer show. You can go to boomandfreezer.com. That'll take you right over to our YouTube channel. But you can also get it on Apple Music and Spotify and a couple other places that carries video podcasts. And we have, presently we have 8 Gold Crown 7s and we have 8 Gold Crown 3s. In about 3 or 4 weeks, though, we're going to, or maybe 4 or 5 weeks, we're going to be hosting the McDermott Open from July 16th to July 19th. So those gold crown 3s you see in the background through the windows, those are going away. And the black gold crown 7s are coming to replace them. So we're going to have 16 gold crown 7s at that point. We'll also have 2 Brunswick Championship 7-foot tables in the party room. We're switching them from the diamonds that we presently have. And it's going to be sexy. I mean, he's done some new paint. He's got some new carpet. Place looks, he's put up a whole bunch of pictures on the wall, artwork, that kind of stuff. Famous pool players, stuff that our video producer Austin has taken over the years. And it really looks cool. It's a classy place. I mean, this has always been a classy place, but it really looks slick now. This little jumper, did he get there? No, he did not. That was a real nice try, though. And we got all this new sound equipment that we put in about, I don't know, a month ago, a little over a month. And I didn't even think to look at the OBS software and see if the little meter was blinking around. Ugh, I feel so stupid. Anyway. Hey, there's my guy from Ireland. John Canty. Hey, Joe's looking pretty strong here. A commentator curse in the house. Yeah, some of the other players have taken challenges. You know, on the top 10 list, and some even below that. I know Bob Denegris or Dargis, Bob Dargis, that's his name. He challenged to get to the number 8 spot not too long ago. Bobby Hilton was on the top 10 list not too long ago. He lost his spot to Pete Qualley. What else we had? I mean, a few players have done. I've seen Sean Dixon take a couple of challenges here and there. I think Lucas himself has done a few here and there. So anyone can challenge anyone for a spot race. Just got to make it interesting for the guy that's gambling his spot. That's it. 2-2. Go missing that 7 ball cost him that rack. Probably kicking himself a little bit for that one, but I'm sure he'll recover. He's always good for a grind. Mike broke dry. Gonna bring Joe back to the table. 2's hanging. 3's on the other side of the table though, and then the 4 is kind of in a messy spot too. I have to see Joe move the cue around quite a bit here. Crashed into the 4. Still makeable. I'm money on table 3. Yep. Got good eyes. I got to give him credit, man. That was not an easy look. From across the table, 80-degree cut shot. Sort of gonna stick him on the 6. I think that's out in the open. Those gold crown 7s look awesome. Do me a favor, everybody that's tuned in, and now that you can hear me, make sure you hit that like button, let YouTube and Facebook know that we're on the air and you like what you're seeing. And also, if you want, hit follow on Facebook, subscribe on YouTube, and turn on notifications. That way you'll know every time we go live. We're going to be doing like I said, I don't know if I was talking about this when I was muted, but we're going to be shaking up the list a little bit. Bobby's going to be, I mean, right now we have a little bit of a stagnancy because we have a couple of, some players have not been available. Some players have not been in the state. And we, generally speaking, when the list gets a little inconsistently played, then you end up with stacks of up arrows and stacks of down arrows. And that's not, that just keeps you from actually being able to be assigned a match at all. So sounds to me like Bobby's going to do a tournament of some sort of a round robin. You play everybody in the tournament once or 2 racks maybe. And whoever has the highest number of points will get the number 1 spot, because Lucas is officially going to be, I guess it's kind of weird. He hasn't played in a few months because he's just been so busy trying to get the WNT points for the Mosconi Cup. Having said that, they're going to push him up out of the number 1 spot, give him an honorary position called Grand Champion, let's say. I don't know. That's what Bobby told me. And then once somebody gets the number 1 spot, if they want to challenge Lucas, then they can challenge Lucas. But for the most part, he's not going to be on the actual list. So it'll be like Champion Emeritus. And then the other players in the tournaments, if you want to participate in the tournament, and I'm seriously thinking about doing it because I don't want to climb through 77 people. And the players that are leaving the list, their spots will be open. Any player that participates in the list, whoever gets the most points in that tournament will take over Lucas's number 1 spot. That's what Bobby said. Actually, Benoit is also taking a break from the list. So at this point, though, I think there's at least 1 or 2 other players that are taking a break from the list. So we're going to have some all new blood here. Still very talented players. Should be still some very good games, but we're just kind of like, we want to keep the list moving, and keep it interesting. That's what we're doing. Might even see that guy on the right, Nick Bousquet, get back on the list. Or James Stevens wants to get back on the list, but he just hurt himself pretty badly, so I'm not sure if he's able to play pool. He was walking around on crutches earlier. Oh, Mike. Let's see what Joe's looking for. Well, I mean, it's Cliff, it's a Bobby thing. I mean, Lisa, if she had her way, and she's, Bobby's number 2. Oh boy, that's gonna sit. Yep. Come on, Joe. If Lisa had her way, everybody would be treated the same, and I think that's fair. But because both Ashley and Lucas are considered pros, and they draw a lot of people to the Shark Stream when they do play, Bobby's been accommodating, saying, okay, if you can't make your match this week, maybe you can make it next week, and so on and so forth. But both of these, I mean, Ashley and Lucas have been very busy. A couple other, like I said, there's a couple other spots that are going to be opening up just because people have, they have lives. Just can't commit to one set every 2 weeks. So that's why we're doing it. You can see a little bit of frustration on Joe's face. I think he's sat 2 9-balls now, and that's just because that would mean it'd be 4-0. And now they're sitting at 3-2. Or specifically 2-3. Well, somebody taps the tablet. I believe it's 3-2. Or maybe I'm mistaken. I don't know. We'll just stick with whatever's on the screen. Big scratch. Open table too. With ball in hand. I like Joe's chances here. I've seen him play runouts from this kind of shape. Yeah, it looks like Mike's updating the tablet right now, so we should be seeing 2-3 very shortly. Sometimes it takes a minute for it to work through the system. Some nice ball control there. Sat the cue right in the window. Didn't expect them to bounce off the 8, but there we are. I just love moving that cue ball around, man. Not afraid of 3-railing to get position. There's the out I was talking about. And Mike's already ringing up the tablet. All right, just let Joe have that one. Tie game, 3-3. Now we got in this race to 9, the score is 3-3, so both players need 6 more games to take down, well, in this case, Mike taking the cash or Joe taking the 9. Guess we'll see what happens. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Appreciate y'all. Wednesday evening. Hope you guys are enjoying this set. I think it's going to be pretty close. These guys, you know, Joe's a very strong player, but so is Mike. I expect this to have a little bit more back and forth before the set is over. Oh, there's almost a guaranteed push out coming. Joe lost that cue ball behind the 5-er. Waiting for a league player on table 3, it looks like. You can see him poking his head in and out of the camera. Not bad. Stuck him on the 6. It makes it a little harder to. Well, he's got the whole ball. It looks like he's doing right up like it was. Piece of cake, Joe. Piece of cake. Cross corner. Nailed it. Cross side, rather. He's in stroke right now. Other than that miss on the 9 ball, he's been popping them in there pretty good. Ooh, little help from my 6. Hard for you, indeed. Boston. I didn't know he played on Wednesday. Tap, tap, tap. Don't worry about it. All right, 4-3. Joe's back in the lead. This ain't going to take long, by the way. I mean, Mike's a pretty quick player in general, but Joe always runs around the table like he's late for dinner. Sports fan, sports. Oh, that's hilarious. We had the exact same thought at the exact same time. I was saying it out loud before I read your comment. The second I finished my sentence, your comment came on. So even though it's 30 seconds later, by the time you hear what I'm saying now, that was a hell of a coincidence. Oh, now that I'm looking at Corey on table, what is it, 6? His wife, Nashay, celebrated a birthday today, so we all got cake. Golden break. Now, let me tell you what the list match looks like. So the way the list works is you have to call the 9. So there is no such thing as a golden break. So even though he made 4 balls on the snap here, which is impressive, the stripe's coming back out on the foot spot, and Joe continues shooting. Let's say he only got the 9 ball and didn't make any of the other object balls. That still counts. So the 9 ball comes back, and Joe stays at the table. But smoke and break there. Joey, that's a nice compliment if ever there was, when he says, "I'll never again give any excuse and blame the tables at Yale if I lose, because the tables here in Virginia absolutely suck. I miss Yale." Now, I couldn't agree more. These are 4-month-old tables, brand new Gold Crown 7s. We're getting 4 more brand new Gold Crown 7s in about 4 or 5, a week or so before the tournament. And then these tables, even though the cloth's only 4 months old, they're going to be recovered as well. So they'll be nice and fresh for the McDermott Open. Looking forward to having that WNT ranking event here. Should be a lot of pros here, a lot of stars. Yeah, it's definitely Austin. That guy on the bottom here screens the guy that does all the video editing for the Boom and Freezer show. I had to thin it in. Came up just a little wide. Tell you what, though, from that spot, getting on the 2 is going to be really, really tough. I can't tell. I don't have an overhead camera on this one, but it looks to me like the cue could easily find the side pocket if he goes for this corner pocket shot. I had to sort of edge it in there to keep it out of the side, and that just took it right off the rail. Damn near overcut that one. I think the 6 is going to have a little bit of a... Yeah, I think he's behind the 6 a little bit. Might be looking at a safe play here. I don't think he's going to try and pop it in anywhere. Joey, I've been in a couple of social clubs like Elks or Eagles or whatever you want to call them, just different kinds of, lodges. And they basically bought a used table or had a used table donated to them. Usually that's the case when you have members like that. Somebody will say, I just want this thing out of my house. Can I give it to the lodge? Then they give it to the lodge. It gets set up and it's never maintained again. So the cloth is 30 years old. The rails are 30 years old. Joe's describing finding a table in Virginia where he hits the rail and it just dies. Joe Antoniani is local. I think they are in Southington or Cheshire, somewhere up that way. But yeah, he definitely comes down here quite a lot. He's in at least 2 days worth of leagues that I'm aware of. And him and his wife, Kim. I see him here all the time. Even if he has to drive further than I do, I would call him a local. We got locals that are, come up from Guilford and Madison and Bridgeport, and even some that come all the way up from Fairfield. So, Connecticut resident, we'll go with that. Will travel to come down and play on these gorgeous tables. Bobby, even when he opened in '94, he bought all these Gold Crown 3s brand new. And he's maintained them so well that they play like they're brand new, even now. Ah, Danny, that's hilarious. He writes, he works at Yale too. It's funny. He's not on the payroll, but he comes here so often. He knows how to work the registers. He knows how to work the lotto machine. So he sometimes, if it gets a little, if we're understaffed or whatever else, or he's here early and Lisa's busy, he'll just hop in behind the counter. That's why Danny's saying he works at Yale. Yeah, he works at Yale like I work at Yale. I do a bunch of stuff around here, but I am not an employee. The technology working as best I can, and that includes the digital pool stuff, the registers, the computers in the office, of course, the booth, and the network gear. But it's at best a barter system. I get to partake in the tables as pretty much as I see fit, and that's kind of the trade. It's a good trade. I play pool at least once a day. Danielle, that's funny. It kind of made me laugh because I'm, between jobs right now. So the most frequent place I go every day at 3:30, literally every day I'm here at 3:30 for the most part, with a few exceptions. And I meet a buddy and we bang him around for a while, and we just play for a couple hours. But at some point when I started coming down here again, Waze just automatically set Yale Billiards, aka 169 North Plains Industrial, as work. So when I get in the car at home, it says, "Are you going to work?" When I get in the car at Yale, it says, "Are you going home?" Cliff Bobby takes care of me. I can't say that. He does take care of me. He's been really good to me for the last, I don't know. I can't even remember when my first Yale Billiards broadcast was, or sorry, Sharkstream broadcast was. Maybe I'll go on YouTube and look that up. I know it's out there somewhere. I should actually just find out so that when it's, because the joke down here, there's Shay. Happy birthday, Shay. But the joke down here, because of some of the nudniks on the Sunday night leagues, took me out to dinner once, or I went out to dinner with them. And they, I showed up a little late. I said, I'll be along in a few minutes. I got to close up the booth and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, they told the server it was my birthday. So every single day I come down here now, except my actual birthday, somebody here, if not multiple people here, say happy birthday. Even today, it is Shay's birthday that you just saw on the screen. And Joe walks up to me and is like, what a coincidence. It's your birthday and Shay's birthday? I was like, yeah, Joe. And because he's funny, as soon as he knew it was my birthday, my actual birthday, somehow that got out. That's another long story, but because I don't usually share that information. But on my actual birthday, he walks up to me this year and he goes, happy Thursday, Brian. Jerk. Oh, Joe, what are you doing, dude? Guess that's not the worst miss in the world, but man, should have had that rack. So should Mike, technically. I think he missed a 9 earlier, too. Guy's got what my buddy James would call 9-ballitis. Oh, thinned it. What? No, this is going to dress up real nice for Joe. Feeling Sean would have something to say about that. Birthday every day. You must eat more cake than my ex. I don't have cake every day. I just get the happy birthday, Brian. Sometimes I'll put it over the PA system here too and get me really kind of blushing, I guess. But if every time I got a happy birthday down here, I aged a year, I'd be about the same age as Yoda. And that only started last August. With that 9-ball, Joe's going to take a 5-3 lead. Boy, it's looking like Mike's in danger of losing his spot here. He's got to catch a gear. Alrighty then. What do we see? Looks like the 4-ball dropped. Oh yeah, everybody's a comic in the comment section today. That's dressing up on the 2-9 pretty nice. He's already got one 2-9 under his belt. Now he has two combo 9-balls. So that'll take us to 5-4. I'll be right back. I'm gonna walk around the room for a minute, see a man about a horse. I'll be back in just a couple minutes. Thanks everybody for tuning in though. Looks like Joe's coming back to see me.
Eminem over here?
What are you talking about?
Mike Merrick?
Joe just walked in the booth. I don't know if you could hear him because we got these new microphones that they just are supposed to only pick up the person that's sitting right in front of him. But he walks in and he's like, what do we got, Eminem here? And I said, what is that? Mike Merrick? For those of you who follow the Shark Stream, Brian Merrick's another one of our listers that has a reputation, let's say, of flying the nine. So we call him Flying Brian. There you have it. Mike Merrick. 2-9 combos. All right, now I'm really going to take a quick walk. I'll be right back. Oh, Joe, what are you doing with these Niners? I'm back in the booth and feeling somewhat relieved. And Mike just fires it in to tie it up 5-5. How do I have a feeling Andy Gow is lurking in the comments section somewhere, just not talking? Every time he's watching this program, it goes hill, and we're in great shape to do exactly that. Current score is 5-5. Guys are playing pretty quick tonight, man. I tell you what, it feels like I've only been here for a little while. And what they're talking about. What's the debate? Yeah, Mike had a league tonight. I don't know if Joe did. Look at all the hangers. Wowzers. Okay, well, the one's not quite in view. He might have a piece of it. Could leave. Oh, that could be. I don't know. These guys get along pretty good. Even they've known each other. Joe was saying before the match started that he's known Mike 30 years. So I don't think there was any kind of what is it, bad vibes going on there. I think it was just a chat. You guys are great. Tip this cue ball around. Maybe catch the 5. Not quite. Gonna dress up pretty on the side bucket, and I don't know if he's thinking 2-9 combo or if he's thinking the 2 goes by. Really hard to tell. Let me see if I got an angle. Boy, that's tough. See which way he puts the sauce on. I tried to slide it by the 9, didn't quite get there. He might have had a partial obstruction. All right, Mike's gonna switch hands here. It cost him. He should have technically asked Joe whether to move that ball back where it was or leave it alone. I think Joe is thinking that's a foul, and it actually is a foul. think Joe's starting to have steam come out of his ears here. I don't know. He's feeling a little bit. I don't usually see Joe in anything but a really happy mood, but I think he's gotten a little frustrated because the way the list works is if the cue ball is not in motion and you accidentally touch a ball with like your shirt or your elbow or something like that, the rule is you have to ask your opponent, hey, do you want me to put that back to where it was? And the opponent has to say yes and agree on where it was in the first place. However, if the cue ball's in motion, this is the definition of cue ball fouls. If the cue ball's in motion and then you hit a touch a ball with your fingers or your elbow or literally anything, your shirt, then that's considered a cue ball foul and it's ball in hand to the incoming player. Oh, you got hooked hard here. Oh, man. So the 5 hooked him. At least he didn't scratch, so he's still at the table. But I don't see a way to get to this 4 ball without, maybe 2-railing it. I'm thinking, oh man, the 8 ball's in the way of the 2-railer too, I think. You would have to just miss to even have a chance. And even then, no, it's coming out this way. I don't think you can get to this 4 ball. Maybe a little masse, if he can do a little masse and just land the ball here with a little left. Either way, it's going to be tough. Oh, he's going straight at it. Nope. Good news is you broke out the 6. Bad news is now you have to jump or kick. Pretty good jumper, though. I give him about 50-50 on this one. It's a side pocket. Yeah. Going into the side with a jump shot sometimes gets a little tough. Little speedy. Might have to play the 6 in the same side pocket. He plays in the corner. The cue's going away from the 7 and into the 8. Bloop. What's up?
What's up, everybody? Bobby Boom in the house. Joe Antoniani trying to get on the list, huh?
One of these days I'm going to teach you how to say his last name.
Antoniani?
Antoniani.
Antoniani. Antoniani.
These guys are a little frosty right now. Last track there was a...
I can guarantee you there was never a 528 Fargo in our top 10 before.
I can guarantee he's not a 528 Fargo.
Yeah, but I don't think he's 600.
And now he's probably in the, I would say 550 to 560 range if I had to actually say what his true Fargo is. It just sort of depends though on which Joe you get. If he's just feeling it and just stroking, then he's unbelievably good.
He's excited. He's excited.
Nah,
big match.
That's a big match. But there was Mike. Well, we're not referees, but Mike did commit a foul, and Joe called him out on it, and Mike didn't back down. So now Joe's a little bit frosty. So I have a feeling that generally speaking, when that happens, Joe goes one of 2 ways. He either bears down and just starts crushing, or he just gets so frustrated he loses focus. So we'll see which Joe we got now.
You know, and so Joe's off raffling off $100 chance, right? If Mike wins, he gets 100. Is that right?
That's what I heard.
Okay. If not, Mike Papa's off the list.
Yeah, Joe's not even on the list yet.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, you know, if Mike loses this match, so many people have done this, and I want to say every single one of them that I'm aware of. Maybe Oscar doesn't regret it, but he did try to get back on the list. Everybody regrets it and says, man, I should have stayed on the list. Every single one of them. We'll see what happens.
See, when you lost your top 10 spot, though, you stayed on the list.
I went down to 38, and then, but I missed the list as well. So I'm actually going to be playing that list tournament. I'm going to try to get back into the top 10 as well. So I do miss it as well. So I'm part of that. Part of that. Nice run so far. He's got to put a little stroke on this to get on the 6. Great shot.
He can move that cue ball, man.
Worry about holding this.
Actually, Joe's not afraid to just whip it around here. I'm a little surprised by that shot, though. I thought he'd either go a little bit further or a little bit shorter.
Yeah, as I said, holding was real tough. Big shot right here. 6-6 or 7-5. A little too much. Good leave. Can leave.
He's on the rail. That makes this a whole lot harder.
Yeah, long distance. Oh, what a shot. And a little love. So now he doesn't have to worry about position at all. Just got to make the 8.
Both these guys have been struggling on the later balls. There's been a couple of 9-ball whiffs. Just like that. Well, actually, look at, I think he might be on the point.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough cut right here, but
I was going to have to spin it in maybe.
yeah, losing your spot is real. The pressure is real.
Clean that one up nice. Mike's already given him the point, so 7-5 Joe. Earlier in the broadcast, I turned on the camera, I started the broadcast, I jabbering away, talking about Boom and Freezer and blah, blah, blah. And I'm wondering why the numbers are so low, and I look up, and because of the way we record the show for Boom and Freezer, I had my microphone off for a solid 8 minutes. I'm just sitting here like, there's no commentator break or anything in there, but I just muted it right there.
Yep. Best 8 minutes commentary you ever did. I'm sure of it.
Yeah.
I'm sure of it. You guys missed out.
Sarcastic.
No, I always say that when I'm coming off. You guys missed the best 5 minutes of commentary I ever did. Prove me wrong.
Yep. It's fun. It looks like we got a little player break here.
Also, guys, we do have a pool table raffle, a Gold Crown 3 delivered if you're in Connecticut, Massachusetts. We have 40 spots. I think we have 15 sold. So we're trying to sell 20 more. We're doing the raffle in July. If you're interested, it's table number 9, Gold Crown 3, $100 a spot. Message Bobby Hilton or the Sharkstream, and you can PayPal, Venmo, Cash App. And again, that includes delivery, installation in the Connecticut, Massachusetts area. Or if you want to come pick it up, you can do that as well. And we'll actually give you a $500 credit to install it in your area. How about that?
That's pretty cool.
Yep.
You getting so it comes with a bed of cloth, and it's
no, you got to pay for cloth, but you are going to get the balls. You can have the old set if you want, the old cloth if you want. But it does. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. It does include cloth and balls installation as well.
Okay, cool.
Everything, $100 gets the whole cake of boodle.
So,
what's up, little Joey? Joey says that's my dad. That's my papa.
Yeah.
And so Dave or Mike Papa just kind of looking in the way. I mean, again, he's never going to be on a list again in the top 10. If he is, it's going to be a long time unless he does very well. If he decides to play in that tournament, we're going to have. But
yeah, I mean, if that's the case, then he has a less time to wait than most. You think Bob Dargis is going to try and get back on?
I heard he is. I heard he wants to play. I think John Neal is he's gonna play. I heard Phil Davis might even come out and play.
Davis.
So
Wasn't he the champ for a while?
Yeah, for a long time. So
wow.
The list might get really shaken up.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So we'll see. We'll see. Bill was here today. It's the first time I've seen him in almost a year. And his back was bothering him. He says he's feeling better. And we have Robert's Jack and Chill here on Sunday. So he's going to play probably the first time on the Gold Crown Sevens.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, because he was in Florida when they were installed in December.
Yeah, and he hasn't played it way before then, like I said, over a year. So he hasn't played on him once. And
Joe's son, Joey, is I guess he's on an Army base. He's an AIT right now, I think Joe told me. He's advanced infantry training. He's going to graduate in about 3 weeks. And he just wants to come back and play on Yale's tables because the table's on the base. He says he pushes a ball into a rail and it just sits there.
I bet you he kicks some butt. I bet you win some money over there, don't you, Joey? I bet you he does too.
The soldiers and take some loot.
Yeah, everybody I talk to that plays out of here, whether they go to college or in the service, they got a leg up on everybody, or at least most people. Nice shot right there by Mike.
And then they have a renewed appreciation of all the effort you put into these tables, because these things, even the ones in the back, they're 34 years old. Or what are they now? 32 years old?
Yeah, 94, yep.
So 32 years old. And they're still in amazing shape.
All right, Mike said, I'm not going to give up yet, but not out of the woods yet, because that 8 is a little hairy.
He's already made 2 early 9s. In fact, Joe came into the booth after the second one he did. He's like, what do we got, an M&M here? And I said, what's that mean? He says, Mike Merrick.
I don't know if he wants to go straight to draw back for the combo or leave himself a nice, that's what he's thinking about now. A nice one railer, try to get it back to that first dot by the 9 ball. That's the way I would play it. Just kind of follow it a little bit. You want to get to about the first dot on the short rails. So you have a nice angle to get back on the 8 ball.
False start, 5-yard penalty. He's a little odd angle on this. I wish I had an overhead, but a little off angle on the 7 ball. On the 6 ball to get to the 7. That's the trickiest part of this. He does not have any complaints about making a 8-9 combo, though. Oh, no, that's the exact opposite of what was supposed to happen.
Yeah, he wasn't sure. I mean, he took his time, and sometimes when you're unsure, it's the worst thing to do. You don't have that confidence. And all right, Joe.
See how Joe
Antoniani.
See, Joe, I got if Joe has ball in hand, which he does, I got a feeling he's going to set up on the pro side of the 8 ball. He's not going to bother with a combo.
Yeah, just needs to roll up just a little bit, have a perfect angle to get to it. You just don't want to be straight. Or you can be kind of in between.
He's going to 2-rail it and just end up on the right side of the table.
Yep.
I know this guy. I've played him a bunch of times. Ooh, he only played a 1-rail, though, and he came up short.
Yep.
That was I thought he'd go 2 rails on that one.
Yeah, like I said, it was a little straighter than I thought. I mean, a little straighter than he wanted it. A little more angle, and he would have been perfect because it would have came right back to where you were saying on that side rail. Going for the bank here.
He's going for the carom.
Oh, he went for the carom. I thought it was going for the bank. Yeah, one of them both. He wants to roll. He wants us to roll. Keep rolling.
Stay right on top of that cue ball. Yeah, this is a tough shot no matter what. Overcut it a touch, but oh no, I thought he might get a little relief from the 9 ball, but now Joe's got to tap in 2 ball out.
Mike Papa.
Joe looking to get on the hill.
Yeah, he's going to get off the list. Unless something weird happened.
Why did he draw that so much? That was insane.
Pressure is real.
And then he hung
pressure is real.
I don't know why he drew that 8 ball like that. That was like way overkill. I thought it was just a touch of follow, and he ends up perfect on the 9.
This is not easy either because cue ball wants to go across the corner and scratch.
Yeah, it's true.
Natural.
I'm playing this with a little bit of inside anyway.
You got it.
So you get
You
that.
got the
so
point.
you get towards the rail and you don't get that corner in play.
Nice spin. Nice shot.
That'll work. 7-6.
All right, guys, let's hit that share button. I'm surprised the numbers aren't going up. This is exciting here. I mean, Mike Papa is going to be off the list if he loses, and it's a big deal. Being a top 10 on the Yale Billiards list is no joke. Very hard to do. Very accomplished. So I'm fixing the list on our board, our list board, the next day or two. What I'm going to do is I'm keeping the board the way it is now, but I'm going to change the names and make them a little smaller, a little clearer, a little easier to see from distance. And so it's going to look a little different for now until we completely change it. So all the top 10 will be up to date though, and it's going to be easier to change. Which because right now number 9 and 10 are a little bit off, and we couldn't get the material that we wanted to do it. So we're going to change the material and make it a little nicer. I'm excited about that.
You still using Velcro, or are you finally going to get hooks?
I like putting the cue ball right back where he is.
Are you going to switch out the Velcro at least, so you can just you literally just put 2 little hooks in there, and you can just go ding, 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 ding. You don't have to rip it.
Yeah, you could probably do that. I got to find out what they're going to do next door as far as doing that. But the Velcro would be fine, especially if they're smaller. We can cut smaller pieces, and they'll just hold. You know what I mean? Now with the metal, they're a little sharp and clingy, and
that's just what I'm saying. Whatever metal you decide to use.
No, we're not doing metal. We're doing plastic.
All right, well, then it's even easier to put a hole punch on there and just put a couple of nails on the friggin' corkboard.
Yep.
That way you just go bonk. Makes it, because when you try to pull those Velcros with the Velcro off, they end up bending.
Right, but now it's
you're
going to
gonna
be
use
plastic,
plastic,
and
yeah.
we're actually going to put smaller squares for the Velcros because you don't need that much power to hold a little piece of plastic. So it should make everything a lot easier. For now, we're eventually going to do the whole thing over, but that is our play. Nice shot. And you get it where you need to be.
Well, look at this bunch, though, man. The 2, 6, 5, 7, 4, they're just kind of messy as hell. I had to get the safety, but it's going to run all the way down table and probably sit in a window. Get himself on a 6? Maybe. He might thin it into the 4 and just send the cue up table. Went for it. Not sure why. Oh, he's trying to get behind the 8.
Yeah, he was pointing where he wanted to be. Not sure what the plan is here. Made the 3.
4 or 5 combo is about all I see.
Yeah, that's going to leave weird shot probably. Yeah, you got to play safe.
Just play it safe. That's a good one. Still got it out in the open.
Yeah, Joe could definitely get this cue ball right behind the 5-7, bring that 4 up by the cross corner. Yeah, just the way we drew it up. Didn't get close enough, though. I thought he'd be a little closer, like, 'cause I almost even bumped the 5 to get it behind the 5-7, but not an easy position shot for Mike here. Watch the stroke he's going to have to try to put on this ball. Yeah.
Got caught on the points again.
We don't see too many list matches on Gold Crown 7s that are not on table 8, Brian.
No, that Bart and at least 5 other players were over there rotating, so getting them all to scoot would probably not be a... Lisa just said, play them on 7. I mean, a lot of list matches do play on 7, but not a lot of top 10s.
Right. And Brian and I talked about this too. Oh, wow. Nice hit. We're going to try to start bringing more list matches, try to stream top 20 now, especially with the new mix up. I think we're going to have a couple new players, some new blood, and I think it's really going to entice the people to really try to level up and get to that top 5.
That's just it. It's like an open. Yeah, Joe's just he's not quite in form tonight. But yeah, it's an open match. I mean, basically, it's not handicapped. There's no Fargo, no APA nonsense. It's who's the best. Did you win or lose? End of story.
Exactly.
They're missing their safeties pretty bad now.
This is not easy to get on the 7. He's got to go back and forth. 2 rails.
You got so many league players here, and you have at least 4 stools per table. But on 7 and 8, there's literally 1 stool. Joe just keeps dragging around.
All right, almost got it. All right, Joe, here you go. You're again 4 balls away from getting on the hill. No trouble. No trouble. He really likes that draw, huh?
What's going on here, man? That was a pretty straightforward tap-in shot for the 7 position.
Yep.
He just likes to. He hits hard, and I find myself when I'm shooting him, all of a sudden I start playing harder, just like and faster. It's like I don't know.
And he can feel the pressure of the top 10. He wants it so bad, I'm sure.
Got real bad on that 7.
Lucas Picasso-Werner in the house, practicing again, coming off one of his most successful road trips ever. A first place finish, a second place finish, and made some really good cash games and did well in them. So shout out to Luca. Nice lead there by Mike. Just got to the rail.
Oh boy.
Is Andy Gow in the chat?
I was wondering the same thing. I asked that earlier. Can we just fast forward to Hill?
Michigan Mike, what's going on? Yeah, it's definitely a good match to stream. Real exciting, a lot of pressure they're putting on themselves. Nice stroke right there.
Back nice for the angle anyway.
Yep.
This might be Joe's first time on the Shark Stream, actually. I don't think I've streamed him before.
No,
he's been on tournaments, but not.
Yeah, he's been on tournaments and stuff. And it's going to be 7-7, guys. Says don't even bother. Hi, Lucas from Greenlight. Nice. Yeah, Lucas, like I said, he's having the best time. And yeah, I'll let you guys know. We actually just did a show with Lucas. It's going to be season 4. We're not letting you know who we did for season episode 1, but we did Lucas.
No, that's Andy Gow.
That's not us. That's Andy Gow, brother.
They go, yeah, well, maybe. Hill. Stop missing 6 balls.
Yeah, and we always joke around with Joe because we said we were going to have a crying tournament, and he would be one of the lead guys. Yeah, he was. And if you notice, he's talking a lot. Like in the list matches, we don't see too many conversations. We really don't. A little bit here and there, but you don't to talk, especially 7-7. You don't see too much. I mean, they're all friendly and stuff, but
yeah, it's true. I mean, Joe's a pretty outgoing guy. I don't know Mike too well, but Pierce is pretty quiet. Dave Gavrish, depending on how many cocktails, he can be pretty quiet or he can be a little bit more festive.
Yep.
Lucas never drinks, so he doesn't have any.
Yep. And just name 7 of the best players in the room, by the way.
Yeah.
Maybe there's something to that, Brian. Maybe there's something to that.
You want to be a great list player? Shut the.
I wasn't thinking that way, but I guess, yeah, you can make that point. You can make that point. Yeah.
Was telling me earlier, he's like, oh, I've known this guy. I've known Mike for 30 years, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, well, so maybe they're just old pals talking. It did look a little frosty earlier. Like I said, Mike did make a foul that he touched the ball while the cue was in motion.
Yep.
That's a foul.
No, it looks like he's going to the air here. I don't know if it gets by the 5 or not for the jump bank.
Jump bank shot.
Uh-oh, watch out for the 1-9er. Lining up here. No pocket, but
No pocket. You just got to pick one at random and slap the hell out.
yeah, Johnny O will like this too. He likes doing that. My good friend Johnny. He's playing safe here. Not playing nothing. Not bad.
The race to 2, man. You can't give any games up.
Definitely not. And you want to get on the hill first, obviously. That's a pretty good shot there by Joey A.
That's the leave he was looking for. He's been having a hard time. That'd be a kick in the butt if it went in.
Yeah. He would have fired the 2-9 there. He would have had no choice, really. Unless he reverse cut the 2. What's going on, Sean Canty?
That's our boy from Ireland.
Oh, yeah, we know. We know.
Oh, just a swing and a miss there. Anything?
Lining up the 2-9? No, maybe. He's looking at it. He's looking. He's looking. There he is. He set it up.
If he makes 3-2-9 combos, Joe's gonna flip his shit.
We'll get Joe in here in a win or lose, and it'll be entertaining. Let me say that. Win or lose. He will be entertaining. He is going for the combo, Bri. Again, it's a lot of pressure. You know, you're not playing for any money because he doesn't lose anything if he loses. He just loses his spot, I believe.
Yeah, no, it's the spot versus $100.
Yeah.
This will be 3-2-9 combos, by the way.
Not easy either. He's got to cut the ball. Wow, what a great shot. Now that's more inclined to make that on the bigger pocket table. It would have been a lot harder on the 4-incher.
Yeah, no doubt.
So Mike Papa on the hill.
Looks like it traveled right down the middle, so.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Mike.
Yep. So if Joe's going to blame you when he loses, or that came in here?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
He's going to blame the 2 of us.
Right?
Yeah, both of us since we're both here. If it's just one or the other, then he probably wouldn't have had a problem. But
oh, okay.
that and Mike Papa getting 3 early 9 balls, that's crazy pants.
Yeah. Again, they're talking. So.
Mike Merrick.
There's a fist bump, 8-7.
You know this is going hell.
Mike with the great combo on the hill, breaking. He definitely has the ability to break and run if he can make a ball.
Scratcheroo, 6 ball coming to help. Nope.
Now Joe's going to look, where can I get the 9?
Slap the 9 on the corner. That would be a kick in the butt.
No, the 5 goes off the 6 in the side.
You can carry him that one in. But then the 6 is over on the short rail.
Yeah. Yep. But he can also whack it a little harder. Maybe make a 2-6 here.
Here's what he's doing. He's gonna try and 3-foul him to get to the hill. Mike's on 1.
That's a tough task here.
Yep.
There's not a lot of balls tied up, you know. But it's a good safety right there. He's got to hit this ball or he will be on 2.
He's trying to Z it. I think see how he keeps putting his fingers on the other rail here?
Mm-hmm. What's up? Mike Papa is trying to play for $100. If Joe Antoniani wins, he gets his number 9 spot. And Mike Papa's off the list. Remember, you've done that a bunch of times, Lucas. It's a little hairy right now. It's 8-7, and he was down 7-5. How about that? Mike Papa was down 7-5. He's on 1 right now. Might get lucky and hit it with the backside. Did he get a rail? Oh, that might hurt him because that's now the 1 ball's near the 8 ball.
What
do you think now?
Here's what's happening.
I think we're going to get a little 3-foul going on.
Mike's on 2.
We'll see what happens.
Joe's got to stick him again.
Yeah. All Joe has to do is get him behind that ball. No.
He just stuck himself. Oh, that's.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Wow. Did you see this, Sean? Look at this. He's on 2 and he makes the ball. That would have been his shot to be on 3.
First thing you said, the 5 goes in the side off the 6.
Yeah, I saw it like it had eyeballs. Wow. I'm glad you're in the booth because he can blame you now. He already blamed me and Brian.
Nobody can hear Sean.
We're going hill.
Just so you know, almost nobody can hear Sean right now.
All right, wide open here. A little 6-ball run, 7-ball run. 7-ball run here. 1 down. Literally the 4 to the 7 is the only. Or actually, I'm sorry, the 4 to the 6. Oh, I did not expect that. Yeah. All right. We got 6 balls here to go hill, Joe. He's got his son in the chat watching. He's got one of his best friends on the right-hand side of the booth. He's almost on 2 himself there. I would call the 9 on the side here. That would be just me, though. Oh, he didn't even hit it. Oof.
Got to be punished.
Yeah. Wow, was not expecting that.
Should be out, but I want him to be out. See a hill match.
Yeah, everybody wants to see hill. And he's got to be careful. He's got to watch out for the 9. You got to watch out for the 8. You got to watch out for a little bit of everything here. We got through them both. Yeah, he got through them both. Strokey here. Now he's almost straight. He can go forward, though, if he wants. He's drawing it. How about that?
Hollow was a little more controlled.
I agree. Well, Joe did a couple times. He had a simple tap shot. He drew it, and it was a couple inches too much, right, Brian?
For sure.
Yep. Well, they are different cue balls and smaller. Wow, what a great shot. Yeah, big shot. Yeah, looks good. All right, this is for the win, guys. All he has to do is make it. Position is a natural. He wipes his feet, and that's it. Shaking the hands. What a great match that was. Huh? And they're talking about it. So, guys, thanks for tuning in. Bobby Boom and Brian Brennan giving you play-by-play. Hopefully, we'll get Lucas doing some practice this week for sure. Make sure you check out the Boom and Freezer show starting this Monday.
May the 4th, the Star Wars Day. We got a special guest to kick off the season. It's going to be, you're not going to want to miss it.
Nope, 100%. All right, guys. Thanks a lot. Bobby Hilton here from the Shark Stream. Give a shout out to all of our sponsors. Of course, our gold sponsors, Brunswick Billiards. We are the Brunswick Arena on the Shark Stream, and of course, McDermott Cues. Then we got our silver sponsors. We can't forget those. We got Taom Billiards, Salotto, of course, Yale Billiards, Simonis Cloth, Wayne Harriman, the Sandman, Pro Fitman Billiards, Andy Gow, Aramith, Letman Lights, and Carbon Magic Cleaner. And of course, we can't forget our local and bronze sponsors. Without them, we wouldn't be doing what we're doing. They've been with us for a long time. K. Morgan Painting, APA, Jacoby Custom Cues, Sigma Wear, Organic Ink Tattoo, Dynamic Pressure Washing, NM Billiards, Tommy's Tattoo Supply, Pool Table Magic, and of course, Vacuum Lease. Thank you guys all for your continued support. Appreciate it.